What's going on YouTube? Today I'm gonna film a quick video hopefully on a topic that I was thinking about recently while wearing a fragrance in the heat. And I'm one of the people who doesn't really care on what I wear every day or season or night or day or anything like that, but it did get me thinking. But before we start that, I'm gonna kick off today. Today's scent of the day was Bay 19 by Le Labo. Sorry, I'm got a new camera, so we're also testing that out. It only films in black and white, so I'm gonna see how these end up turning out. But today's scent of the day, went to go watch Supergirl in theaters and run a few errands and shopped around a little bit. But wore this today. Beautiful petrichor scent, nice, crisp. This one is summer slash spring slash whenever, but decided to do that one today since I hadn't worn it in a while. And then coming up, we have 6 fragrances in no particular order, but there's just some of the things I've been wearing this summer, previous summers. But we'll go ahead and kick it off with a nice one, and this one is Dior's Fahrenheit EDT. This is my list for unconventional summer fragrances, so things you typically would not wear in the summer or people usually reserve for the fall slash winter. This one, of course, is Fahrenheit. It's a little cozy, it's loud, it's powerful, but when you do put it into the elements, I've worn this on 100-degree Fahrenheit days and it just pops. The violet leaves, the other florals in here really stand out, and you kind of feel it radiating off of you, and it just creates this beautiful cloud, and it's really addicting. So if you haven't tried to wear Fahrenheit EDT or in fact any of them in the heat, definitely recommend you do. I know there's EDP, Parfum, the Aqua, which I'm sure works well, but I think that one's been discontinued. But try it out. This is the EDT version, so it's a little older, but not super vintage. But I just think it works really well. And then something I wore yesterday to work, which I loved, got compliments immediately after, within the first hour. And this is, again, another one that's typically reserved for fall, winter. But this is Noir Peace, and this is Black Spices. But there's this beautiful like Mandarin note in here that's just kind of ties it all together. Really makes this perfect for the summer for me, in my opinion. It has that character with the spices in there all blending together. I think there's some nutmeg in there, but this is gorgeous. You can honestly wear this whenever, wherever. This would be a beautiful date night scent as well, although I haven't used it for that, but I think it would be perfect for that. But this is Noir at Peace by Frederic Malle. Highly recommend. If you have never got your nose on this one, I highly recommend. This one's an underrated gem from the house, which is not talked about a lot, and it's overshadowed by a lot of the other fragrances in the line. Okay, coming up next is another one I wore immediately after a shower the other day, which I typically, do end up using this after showers. It has that aftershave smell or aftershave vibe. And this is Kouros EDT as well from Yves Saint Laurent, 80s powerhouse. But this one's interesting because it's a balance. Or not a balance, it's a battle between a clean fragrance and a dirty fragrance. So you do have those aldehydes creeping up at the top, but then 10 seconds later you just smell the most disgusting note you've ever smelled. But then again, it turns clean and then dirty, clean, dirty. So that's really fun and playful in my opinion. And this does also do well in the heat. You might be scared at first, but if you can survive the first 30 minutes to an hour, after that, you'll get a completely different fragrance that does take on a new character once, you get past that initial phase. But highly recommend Kouros. Don't be scared to wear this. You will, more than likely leave, I don't know if an impression will be good or bad, but they will notice you when you're wearing Kouros. Next, we're going to do another musky fragrance. And this one has a little bit of orange up the top, I think, and some iris. I don't know the notes off the top of my head. It's been a while since I've worn it, but the reason I haven't worn it in a while is because I've been using it quite a bit, so I wanted to kind of tone it back a little bit. But this is Musk de Sables by Les Indemodables, and this is another beautiful musky fragrance that is honestly geared towards, or not geared towards summer, but I do believe that it is an underrated, unconventional summer fragrance. This one just has this beautiful crisp top note that does not weigh it down too much, and it's just beautifully blended. One of the best fragrances of all time in my opinion. Gorgeous all around. Never any complaints on this one. This one does also have a beautiful progression to it. You have, anytime you wear this, it's a different experience. So, but if you've been listening or watching my channel, you can tell that I like these kind of chameleon-like fragrances that surprise you every time you wear it and aren't linear. So this is not a linear fragrance. It does change with temperature, so that's why it's perfect to try it out during the hot days coming up. I don't know where you all are located, but I'm here in Texas, and the temperature, the heat index the other day was 117 degrees Fahrenheit, so it was really, really bad out there. But I forgot what I wore that day. But don't be afraid to try it. All right, we got two more fragrances. The next two, I'm gonna pick this one, which I also wore quite a bit, and I've worn this to all kinds of occasions, dates, events, concerts, hanging out with friends. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time as well, and this is Des Cendres by Les Abstraits. And this one's just a gorgeous, woody and spicy fragrance. And this one does have pine tar at the top, galbanum, birch, mint, and clove. So on paper, this is really, really heavy. The middle note, you have leather, violet leaf, and tuberose. And then at the base, you have the hyrax, vetiver, patchouli. So this is again, very woody fragrance. The name translates to from ashes. So this is also very ashy and scratchy, but it does have a little bit of light character to it with the tuberose in there. And this one does feel like, it is also radiating with you and kind of creating this beautiful scent around you that is a little sparkly and crispy, very similar to Fahrenheit. They do both have violet leaf in there, so maybe it's that is kind of providing this little more airy, if you want to call it that, feel to it. And then the last one in this video is going to be something I've also worn quite a bit. This one is probably the heaviest one out of all of these, but I don't want to deter anyone from trying this out. I saw someone on Facebook post about this the other day, actually, and they said that they've owned this for 2 years and they haven't found the time to wear it. And this is Promise by Frederic Malle. This is a rose oud fragrance, I think, with got some apple at the top, and the I guess it's not oud in this one, it's cypriol oil. So you got that Nagamartha in there, that is very deep and rich, but then you do have that I believe it's green apple at the top that again, elevates this and makes this not as daunting as it may seem. So most of these in the back, are spicy, dark, and rich, but they do have that top note that kind of lifts it up at the top. And this is apple in this case. Beautiful fragrance. Again, changes quite a bit with the temperature, but this is just again another all-time favorite of mine. And over there in overseas, they wear this all the time, and it's pretty hot over there. So they don't really have many seasons. So that's what I want everyone to take away from this video is wear what you want when you want. Don't let seasons deter you from wearing it. Anything you want. It's all subjective, and you can definitely get away with anything. All you have to do is be confident in what you're wearing. Don't let it kind of pull you back a little bit. If you want to, if you're still scared to try these, maybe start off with a little bit of sprays first and then work your way up till you can handle it. But that's going to be a quick video for me today. Hope to see y'all back in the comments. Sorry for the long hiatus. I'll try to come up with some new video ideas soon.